What's up, guys? Team Moki's B here, doing an update on some of my decks. This is an update on my Quickdraw deck. I want to go ahead and update it with what I feel I like, so you guys know before the deck lists come out for Jump, because the deck lists are either going to come out late tomorrow, I think. Whenever the Jump gets done tomorrow is when they'll post them up. And Quickdraw decks, there's actually two that got deck features, but they're called like Quickdraw Dandywarrior decks. This shit sounds so retarded. So anyways, here's my Quickdraw Dandywarrior deck. It's Quickdraw Synchron or Quickdraw Turbo or whatever the fuck you want. Quickdraw Plants. Come on now. Anything with Quickdraw Dandywarrior. So anyways, wow, look at me almost calling that Dandelion. Two Dandywarriors, two Quickdraw Synchrons. So he can be searched out by Sangam. He can be attributed for a Monarch. His effect is send a monster card from your hand to your grave to special him. So from there, you can either normal monster and synchro for a synchron monster. He can only be used as a tuner for a synchron monster. Or you could sack him off for Caius or, Lad later on or whatever. I mean, it doesn't really matter. But yeah. So the main tuner of the deck. The reason why this deck is good, two Dandies. Pitch him off for the cost for Quickdraw. You can get it back with Debris Dragon. You can get it out with Lone Fire Blossom. You can tribute it or its tokens for Titanial. You can search it out by Sangan. It can be milled. You can remove the tokens. You can tribute it or the tokens. There's just so much stuff you can do with that. So like I said, two Debris. Its targets are, if only its target was Quickdraw Synchron, but Quickdraw Synchron misses the mark by 500 or by 200 points. But it can bring back the Dandy, the Lone Fires, the Sangan, not the Sangan, sorry, can't do math there. So Dandy, Lone Fires, the Raikos, the Battle Fader if it doesn't get removed, which it 99% of the time will be. The Cyber Valleys, which once again probably will be removed. The Treeborn Frog. So it gets back a lot of stuff. And it can only sync for Dragon Tuners or Dragon Synchros, but I mean you can still pull off Stardust. So we got two Lone Fires. They can get to your Dandies, they can get to your Titanial, they can get to a Mystic Tomato if you ran that. And they fuel your grave for Pot of Avarice. Like you're almost always gonna want to go Lone Fire for whatever else you want. Titanial, just a beater you can get out with Lone Fire. Tribute the tokens in the Dandy to get the effect off. Sangan searches out most cards in the deck, so it's good. Morphing Jar has the potential to get rid of Dandelions from your hand and get token pluses off that. Also, it allows you to get back the advantage that you lose from trying to get out, like, let's say you pitch a card to get out Quickdraw. Tribute Quickdraw for Caius. Now you're -2 because you lost 2 cards to get out your Caius. And now you can set the Morphing Jar next turn and get your pluses, or you get your advantage back, I guess. Depending on what your opponent does. Like if your opponent has 1 or 2 cards in hand, I'd save it. If your opponent has I'd say 4 or higher, it's a good card to use because it doesn't plus them that much. 2 Raikos helps with the mill and helps pop back rows. It's another answer to Oppression, which hurts this deck. And by the way, you'll notice that I don't run Card Trooper anymore. I don't know why, but I keep getting complete shit mills off Card Trooper, so I was just like, fuck Card Trooper, get out of here. It's a terrible card in my deck. If you get good mills off a Card Trooper, run it, because on paper it's a good card, but I just never get good mills with it. So we got a Fader. I run this over Gores now just because this has the same restrictions as Gores. Basically, this is a Gores that you can have back rows for, or if they attack directly or whatever. It's just more versatile, and it allows me to get to those weird synchro numbers, like drop this, then use next turn use Debris to bring back Dandy, and then synchro Fader, Dandy, and Debris for Stardust or RDA. Plus, it's a tribute that I can use for my Monarchs. And it's not a dead draw because if I have to, I can set it. 2 Cyber Valley. With all the token abuse that we have in here, why not run it? Plus I run stuff to take my opponent's crap, so it's just good, and it's a good stall card. Treeborn Frog, because I don't run that many back rows that need to stay out, and it's good, and they run Monarchs and crap like that. So 1 Light and Darkness Dragon, 2 is a dead draw, and I never hardly pull it off anyway, so it's just a really good card. They have to, basically, don't worry about this to attack. Like, if you get it out your first turn, sure, you can attack with it and stuff like that, but do all your damage that you're going to do with this card first turn. After that, next turn, just go ahead and switch it to defense, unless you've got a Book of Moon that you can make Chain Link to. But just switch it to defense and wait for your opponent to try to get over it. Because, I mean, they're going to have to waste a lot of their cards to get over it. Now, most decks run 3 Caius. I run 2, just because, yeah, it's good, but I've run into a lot of situations where I'm trying to go for game. They have no cards in field, no cards in hand, anything like that. I have, like, a Battle Fader or something like that in defense, or a Treeborn Frog, and I tribute it for Caius, and then I'm like, oh, wait. I have to remove himself because there's nothing else I can do. Yeah, it does 1,000 burn damage, but it's just really annoying. I would go a Ryza, but I don't have one. So I put in a Vanity's Fiend. It matches up with all the Monarchs. It's got actually 200 more defense than, defense than Caius. Same level, same everything else. Same attribute even. He can't be special summoned, which isn't that big a deal because I can't special summon him anyway. I don't have a way to, but when this card's on the field, neither player can special summon, so it's like a royal oppression that I can kind of manage. I don't have to worry about them using it against me when if I'm getting lower, I don't have enough for the combo anyway. Just use this, bring this out, just start attacking. Once they get over this, then I'm like, okay, you finally killed my guy. Now I can go off with my crazy quick draw combos. Just help stall out. So the spells, because we run Quick Draw, which you might not always have Dandy, and because like Cyber Valley Abuse is like crazy with this card, Scapegoat is just really good. You can also use it for like stall if you need to. Econ, because it's just crazy good with crazy good combos with Treeborn Frog. Now most people run 2 Econ. I go 1 Econ, 1 creature swap, just because like giving them my Dandy or my Sangan and then attacking over like that monster and killing it, or like summoning Caius and then attacking over it, or something like that, is just really good. Like getting rid of their monsters is just good, especially when they get out like Armor Master or something like that you can't get over. Foolish Burial to get Dandy tokens. 2 Pot of Avarice because it's good and allows draw power and stuff like that. I used to run 3, but now I run 2 and a Transmigration Prophecy. 2 Book of Moons to reset Lad and just Disruption, and then staples your Brain, MST, and Heavy. And to kind of speed this up a little bit, I got like 2 minutes, I'd say. Okay, more staples. We got Bottomless, Mirror Force, Torrential, Dust Shoot. I actually like most decks that say Dust Shoots are like necessary and all that kind of stuff, like Lightsworn that I used to run and all that kind of stuff that was like, oh, Dust Shoot's necessary. I never pulled off Dust Shoot, so I hated it, but in this deck I seem to like draw it all the goddamn time, so it's awesome. 1 Deep Prison just to save it for Stardust and crap like that, even though Stardust isn't that big a deal against this deck. Dust Tornado, like, honestly, I don't like this card that much. Like, I don't know, I'd much rather run Solemn, but it seems like every time I Solemn, it's not worth it in the long run. Like, I don't think, honestly, in this deck, I don't know what to Solemn, because I don't think I'm a good enough player to be able to pull that off. And I'm not being hard on myself, it's just the truth. I'm not as, if I play this deck more, I could probably put a Solemn over this. But for right now, it seems like this is the norm, and this gets rid of Bottomless, and Bottomless is the main thing that I have to worry about in getting out the Drill Warrior loop. Phoenix Wind Blast, pitch your stuff that you don't need, or like your Dandy, something that thrives in the graveyard, and Transmigration Prophecy. Mainly you're going to want to use this to get back your spells and traps that you want back, like your Pot of Avarices and stuff like that. So we'll go ahead and go to the extra deck. Fortress Dragon, 0, just because this is my extra for another deck too. 2 Drill Warrior, a Turbo Warrior, a Junk Archer, 2 Nitro Warrior, a Road Warrior, an Iron Chain, Fairy Dragon, Black Rose Dragon, Double Stardust Dragon, an RDA. And then, since I have like almost no time now, I will go ahead and flip through the extra deck real quick. I won't have time to explain it, but Cyber Dragon, Double Tomato, System Down, Starlight Road, Tuner Scheme, Double Trap Hole, Final Countdown, Nobleman, Extermination is the last one, Spirit Reaper, Thestalos, and Gores. And then here are some cards you could run if you don't like my choices: Trag, Fader, Card Trooper, and Quick Draw. So thanks guys, peace, and comment if you have anything that you want to know about the deck. Peace.